Hello everybody, welcome to a filler video because why not? Let's talk about TF2 updates because an update has been confirmed this summer. Hooray. I'm pretty excited for this update. Whether it's going to be a major update like Jungle Inferno or not, I'm still going to be happy because an update is an update. However, like many people, I would love this to be a major update because, fun fact, I've never actually experienced the major update for TF2 before. Yeah, I started playing after the Blue Moon update dropped in 2018, so I was pretty late to the party. Anyways, if you read the title, which you probably have, you know that this video is a wishlist video. How original. Let's start off with the obvious things: new cosmetics, unusuals, weapon skins, strange variants to the Jungle Inferno items, bug fixes. Also an update to the default settings would be pretty nice, as we all know they currently suck. Some maps that aren't season restricted would be pretty nice too. Within these past 5 years, we've only had one new map that isn't restricted. It's a decent map, but I think everybody would like more maps to play on. When it comes to what specific cosmetics I want in TF2, I have a few, so I'm just going to list them off here. Most of them are for Engineer. The Unlicensed Physicist set, a set for Engineer that makes him look like Gordon Freeman from the Half-Life series. In specifics, I'd like the high-tech haircut to make it in at the very least. It makes the Engineer look like William Riker from Star Trek. If it was to get in, I'd probably switch to it as my main beard, and probably permanently switch to the Mining Light as well, as the haircut has a second style that restores the hard hat. And it's most likely going to be a hat because of the hair that it adds. Or it's just going to take up both the hat and beard slot. Next up is the Defaced Detonator. Aside from it being a very obvious Breaking Bad reference, I just think that the cosmetic looks pretty cool. It'd most likely be Halloween restricted, but I wouldn't mind that. Another set I'd like to see is the Outlaw for Hire, which turns the Engineer into Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2. Never played it before, my PC's terrible, but it looks quite cool. I quite like the way the Western Stranger looks. It looks like a spiritual successor to the Trench's tunic. If that gets in, I'd probably retire the tunic and switch to it. The final cosmetic that I want to show off is the Recruit Years cosmetic. It gives Demoman his eye back. This is like the best cosmetic ever, and Valve really needs to add this right here, right now. I want to update specifically for this cosmetic and nothing else. It's just so amazing. Anyways, moving on. I'd like to see more weapons. Not entirely sure what weapons I'd like, but just having new weapons would be cool, even if they're just reskins. Although I would like to see a weapon that mimics the old Panic Attack. I did go over this in my Panic Attack video, however, so I'll end that here. If you want to know more, watch it, I guess. Also, Valve, please buff the Thompson. It is literally the only weapon in the Engineer's arsenal that is shit. I don't care what happens to it, as long as the gun becomes good. Also, whatever happens to it, I'll probably make a video on it. I'd also like it if mods such as animation overhaul mods and taunt mods were usable in casual mode again. Animation overhauls and whatnot are technically usable in casual mode if you use a workaround, but I don't want to have to manually load up a map every time I launch the game just so I can use funny overhaul mods in casual. It gets pretty tedious after a while, so an update to the wishlist would be pretty good. You know what I'd love to see? I'd like it if items that come from discontinued games were made tradable. It kinda sucks that some pretty good weapons and cosmetics are pretty much unobtainable now. Would it devalue the items? In a technical sense, yeah, but they didn't really have that much of a price to begin with. And those items would probably become expensive, so it wouldn't matter too much. It would just be nice to be able to actually use these items. Oh yeah, while you're at it, fix beards. The facial animations for them are fucked client side. Either them showing completely different emotions to what the character's doing, or just don't show any animation at all. This is mainly just a me thing, since I like using the third person my mode command when I get bored. But it also shows up with taunts and even on the loader and character selection menu sometimes. Now this bug doesn't show up for other players, it's only a client side bug. And it doesn't matter since you don't see your own character all that much, and your character doesn't even show any emotion on the actual HUD. This is just a small pet peeve of mine. And finally, not exactly TF2 related, but it still counts. An update to the VAC system would be greatly appreciated. Although it wouldn't entirely fix the bot problem, it's kind of obvious that bot owners will find ways to slip through the cracks, but it would help drastically. And maybe I'm wrong and we'll never see cheaters again, but cheaters have been around in gaming, not just in TF2, but in most online games for quite a long time now, so it's not like it's the last we'll see of them, but updating VAC would still be great. I think everybody knows how satisfying it is seeing someone getting VAC burned. One last thing. Fix the casual matchmaking system. If you don't know what I mean, let's say you're in a party of 6. 5 of them are European, 1 of them is American. Most of the time, the party would get sent to an American server instead of European servers. I'd just like it if it was a majority rule instead of whatever it is now, because for most people, playing with Hypink sucks. Anyways, that's my wishlist done. Probably. I've most likely missed some, but I think this is everything. Like I said, I'm pretty hyped for this update and I really hope it's good. What I've listed is wishful thinking and probably won't happen, but one can dream, right? What are some things you want? Comment down below if you want. Now, here's the end of the video. My Twitter and Discord server are linked in the description. I've been Starcasm and I hope you have a good day. See you later.